during the webinar, if you have questions, please post them in the chat. But so because then Jakub will monitor the chat and ask the questions to the speaker. Well, unless I do it, we'll see. We have a bit of backup here. Okay, it's now 5 o'clock. Hello, Bryce, new ambassador from Switzerland. Welcome to the team. And I see Ioana is there too, from ambassador in Romania. Okay, I will now, I wish you all very welcome. I hope you're well. We see that the weather is great in the biggest part of Europe, maybe in the north a little bit cooler today, but we've had great weather here as well. If you're not speaking, if you're not a speaker, please turn off your camera and mute your microphone. We have 3 leading teachers sharing their experiences today. We have Alexandros from Cyprus. He will talk about coding, language, and mathematics and how he combines these subjects with his students. And he also trains teachers. We have Ioana, who is a Code Week ambassador from Romania, and she will talk about Code Hero. You will learn more about that. We have Blatsios from Greece, who will talk about coding for people with hearing disabilities. And then we have a very exciting thing that we're going to do at the end with Stefania from Italy. We're going to play actually Escape Coding. And then she will explain how she has created that. So that will be from around 5:30. Then we will have a poll about the future of the webinars, because this is the last one before the summer break. We will do a group photo and then we will say goodbye. So I give now the floor. Jakub, would you like to add anything at this moment?
No, Annika, you did everything. I will be monitoring the chat, and we have, I think, all the speakers already in the room, so we can go forward.
Okay, perfect. So I will give the floor to Nair, who will explain a little bit about our new learning bits. The learning bits are, let's say, our lesson plans that are available on the website in 29 languages. I will post the link in the chat, but I give the floor to you now, Nair.
Thank you, Annika. Thank you for the presentation. I'm just sharing my screen. Can you let me know if you can see it?
Yeah,
yes. So just briefly, I just wanted to take advantage of this opportunity and let you know that we will be releasing and creating 2 learning bits coming up soon by Code Week. So first one, it's about coding for sustainable development goals, and the other one is about artificial intelligence. So in order to create these learning bits, what we will do is that we will launch a call among ambassadors, leading teachers of Code Week, edu coordinators, and also teachers of the Coding at School group, the twinning group, Coding in Schools. And the idea is that we will launch this survey that I will share the link with you at the very end of the presentation for you to apply. So if you have maybe prepared or registered or done already a lesson with your students that tackles these issues, you are very welcome to apply. The first learning bit, as I was saying, is coding for sustainable development. Let me just move this so you can see it properly. The objective is to inspire children to start coding solutions that are addressing or supporting processes that we want to change in society. So this was also based on the last community meeting that we did, also considering your input and feedback. And then this is in accordance to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So I'm sure many of you have already developed a few lesson plans about this. We have selected 3 topics. Topics are well-being and healthy lives, achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. And then the last one is climate change. So if you have developed any learning bit, not a learning bit, but any lesson plan, material, project, or activity that includes a component of coding or computational thinking or digital creativity, and these topics you can fill in the form. Second one, it's about about artificial intelligence in the classroom. So this will be an introduction on how to use artificial intelligence in the classroom. The idea is to help teachers like you to start using this topic, to start introducing it in the classroom. also to guide you on the difference, to break down the complex terms and ideas into different bits and something that actually people can understand, not only teachers but also students, but also to discuss and maybe mention also the risk that come with the integration of artificial intelligence in the classroom. And what can you do to apply if you want is to fill in this survey. I will also share the link in the Yammer group later on or tomorrow. So this is something that you can also access the Yammer group to fill in the form. Deadline to do this is the 10th of July. And if you have any question or doubt, you can send me an email and I'll be happy to reply. There are certain requirements to do this. So like we need people who speak English. We need something that it has already, if possible, tested and validated in the classroom so that it will be also easier for you to create it and also a bit more meaningful for the other teachers. And this is it from the learning bits side, Annika. And then I was also told that I have 30 seconds to talk about the new MOOC. So I'm going to share with you now the link in the chat. This is the deep dive MOOC that will be starting on 16th of September. So registration is open now. You can already register, and this will build on the icebreaker MOOC that we ran in June that probably many of you have already joined. So I really encourage you to join and enjoy with us this new adventure that we will be starting in September. And that's it from my side, Annika.
Thank you very much, Nair. So then I would ask Alexandros from Cyprus to take the floor. Jakub, will you share the presentation? Or will Alexandros try?
Alexandros has his own.
Okay.
We have tried it, so
Please, Alexandros.
Hi. Let me know if you can see my screen, please.
Yes, that works. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm a primary school teacher, and I teach mostly modern Greek language and mathematics. So I'm going to present you how we work during the lockdown. Of course, we started early October with coding activities, including activities across the entire island with the collaboration of Turkish Cypriot teachers and students as well. But unfortunately, it was cut a bit short because we expected to have activities for the entire school year. These are some of our students playing a coding game. We also work with robotics in order to create and program them in problem solving situations regarding programming as well. During the lockdown, we had several problems. First of all, we had to focus in primary schools in teaching language and mathematics.
Alexandros, we don't hear you anymore. I would suggest that instead, Jakub, if you can
Yes.
share the slide, if Alexandros can stop sharing and Jakub will share.
But I think Alexandros completely disconnected now. It seems to me. I think it got completely off.
It's a warning. There he is, Alexandros. I think if you can you
hello.
stop sharing? Hello. If you stop sharing because it's taking your bandwidth, and Jakub will share your presentation instead.
Okay.
And then we can continue. So just give me a second.
You can close the camera as well.
I'm just opening it, so it will take me.
I will close mine as well. So if everyone please close the cameras, and then we.
It will take me like 1 minute, okay?
Yeah.
So just a second.
Sorry.
No worries. That happens. That's why we have the backup of us having the presentations. We have learned this now in the 8th webinar, what we have to do. So I don't know if you want to continue talking and then we can show the slides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was discussing about the lockdown and how we we had to focus on teaching mathematics and Greek, but students also wanted to do more coding activities. And also we wanted to continue with the schedule. Okay.
So you just tell me when I need to move to another slide, okay?
It's where it says lockdown. I think it's the 6th. Yeah, that's it. So we wanted to teach mathematics and language, but also we wanted to do some coding. So in the next slide, can you, all right. So we also wanted to bring the parents together virtually and also the teachers, and to integrate coding in maths and language and make it seamless. So everybody could join, everybody could enjoy the favorite activities that we were planning, but also focus on maths and language. That was a requirement from the ministry. Next slide, please. So the main idea was to have everything under one learning management system with all the activities, so students could very easily move from one activity to the other, and also engage parents wherever possible. Next slide, please. So the problem was, okay, how to select the proper subjects. We went, for the language, we went to the verbs where we give instructions, and in maths, we went to geometry. So these two were very easy to integrate coding. So in the next slide, we see part of the Greek textbook we use, where we have this very nice figure, and we have to write instructions, step-by-step instructions. So how do we integrate coding with it? If you go to the next slide, we found a lot of resources that help students as well, like this very bright teacher in Greece who makes video lessons. So we gave some added resources to the students. They could follow during their own time in order to learn the verbs, and so we could focus on the programming. Next slide. Thankfully, in the mathematics textbook, we had geometry pages where we actually had to write instructions for the small robot. So we combined what we taught in Greek, which is let's give instructions, to what in maths we had to give instructions to create specific shapes. In books, of course, are not very creative and are not very interactive. So went to the code.org page we all know in the next slide. And we allow children to play with the coding activities in order to understand how we set code command by command in order to perform several steps. Can we move to the next slide, please? So we went back to the textbook, and this experience from the game, we asked students to use it in their own textbooks. So they started writing the instructions and also creating the shapes without even teaching them this in maths, because we already had given them the knowledge from the language and the basic structure of the commands in the coding activities. In the next page, we see that we went a step further, because we went again to code.org and we found this lovely frozen activity where they actually had to create shapes. And this was interactive, because they could see live how they use commands in order to create shapes. In the next slide, please. And we took it one step further, because we went to a special version of Scratch called Snap from Berkeley, which allows students to program shapes with very similar to the old logo programming environment. In the next slide, we can see the actual Snap environment. So students were free to create shapes and even give them ready-made shapes, and they had to recreate them using commands. Can we move to the next slide, please? All right. We wanted to take it even further with that, and we found a Tetris game playable on the browser, and we ask them to play with shapes. This is obviously not a coding activity, but this is an activity that is clearly math-based and logic-based. So it was added to the mix. Can you move to the next? All right. One of the great things we found that students love this approach, and it made language learning and mathematics much more interactive instead of just working with the textbooks. Students are much more engaged, and they're even creating their own drawings and sending them to us, something we didn't expect. We also found out that they were collaborating to create even more complex shapes using Snap. And homework became quite meaningful. However, if we move to the next slide, there are some problems with this approach. It requires a lot more time for organizing the activities. Students are required to have some basic skills for that. And of course, this is not an approach that can be applied to all subject matters. So in a nutshell, if you can go to the last thing, okay. This is about it in a very, very brief presentation. Thank you for participating.
Thank you, Vasifa. Muted. No, not muted. Okay, thank you very much. That was very, very interesting. Alexandros, ευχαριστώ πολύ. Is there any questions for? Here we have a question. Have you found an LMS? I don't know what an LMS is.
It's a learning, yeah. It's a learning It's a learning management system. With my fourth grade students, we use Class Dojo. My favorite LMS, of course, is Moodle. I also like Google Classroom, but with my students, we used Class Dojo.
And are these worksheets your own?
No. Fortunately, the textbooks, both in Greek for language and mathematics, had great activities. What I added was some shapes of my own that I needed them to recreate them using code in Snap, and also some commands that I gave them, and I wanted them to trace the actual shape that emerged from that. I wanted to take it a step further with code that had errors in it, so that they could correct it, but we had to change subject. They were getting tired. The level of engagement. Okay, in Class Dojo, we can create assignments that they have to deliver. Usually, what students do is that we give them a set of assignments, let's say these 2-3 assignments, and they have to complete them and send them back to you. From my 15 students, in usual activities, 8 to 9 out of 15 were delivering the homework back. When I did that, not only everyone was delivering back their assignments, but they were also creating more shapes and sending them to me. And at some point, I had to say, okay, guys, okay, I think this is great, but I'm not quite sure I can correct any more of your projects.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you so much. I thought that very good when the students are sending too much feedback to their teachers.
Yeah, it was nice. It was very nice.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alexandros.
You're welcome. Thanks.
I will now give the floor we will carry on here in rapid pace to Ioana, who is Code Week Ambassador in Romania, who will present Code Hero. Okay, Ioana, do you have something to present, or should Jakob do it?
I did share my links a few months ago with Jakob too, but I'm easily to present it. Let me do it as it's faster and hopefully work in case of anything. I created a slide deck with more slides. Hope you can see it now. Some are to be skipped, but I linked in the chat the link to the whole presentation. You can see it afterwards.
Ioana, if I just may intervene one little thing, can you speak closer to the computer, closer to the microphone, so we can hear you better?
Can you hear me?
It is better now.
I'm using so. Okay.
It is better now.
I'm gonna try to stay closer either. I'm not sure which mic. So by now we all know about the year of COVID-19. Unfortunately, it affected us and changed definitely what the normal was till now for everyone, and especially education, as it took us by surprise. Unfortunately, everything went under lockdown in Romania around March 15, including schools and university. And I'm sad to acknowledge this, but Romania is not necessarily a leader in digital skills, nor in education, online education or digitalization of education. So closing everything rapidly meant that kids went home without necessarily a plan. Teacher did not have the um, education on their side or the training to create some classes for them instantly. And unfortunately, most of them meant to stay in a unexpected vacation. This, of course, affected 2.6 million of children in Romania. And the bad side of it is that the inequities were maximized. Here I'm considering kids that don't have necessary access to internet nor to technology to support internet, tablets, laptops, and other stuff like that. Definitely, it meant that those will be left behind even towards their colleagues. Cartea it's an NGO in Romania that for more than 7 years, I think, I'm not sure, but I started volunteering with them 5 years ago. So at least since then, I know them personally. It's an NGO that fights for this kind of situation and gives training or opportunities for digital skills learning and programs for different kind of children. I'm not going to say more about the second part. I think our next speaker will approach disabilities and teaching for kids with disabilities. But I'm proud to say that Cartea did reach out to kids with hearing impairing, and I'm proud to say that I've been one of their teachers. It was a really new experience for me, but definitely worthy. As you can see in the slide, they were awarded with European Commission Best Practice Digital Skills in Education. And to be more specific, what is Code Hero? When this occurred in Romania, again, March 15, they realized that we need to do something. They launched a program, and we have 110 volunteers and 419 students. As you might imagine, Romanians are okay in IT. We have a pretty decent internet connection, and I think one of the most revenues industry in Romania is IT and definitely collateral activities. So many from Romania or Romanian diaspora, as you can see on the map, joined in this effort in order to help those kids with activities. And by that, we literally imply using Scratch from MIT and Classroom and Meet for lessons. We organized in groups or 5, 6 kids to 1 or 2 trainers, depending on their experience and availability. And we organize the classes around the curricula already provided by Creative Computing Curriculum, Harvard Graduate School of Education. And that means that right now, parents enrolled, if the signature for the kids, it's everything based on that side. We do have some parents that join the lessons with the kids, which for me is not a problem. I do think it's a overwhelming task for them being at home and also prepare so much stuff for kids. Let me see. After I wanted to create now a new slide, but I'll finish later when I saw the demonstration from Cyprus. What I want to say, Scratch is very easily to use as it creates lessons that are all over the world. And here I was trying to exemplify that my last lesson was about an orange square and a purple circle, and they had to create their own story around it. And after that, they can edit and feel part of a more international and bigger effort, which has, I think, around 1,000 projects dedicated to this. It was easy to use whatever was already on the platform and demo it to the children, how much others did, and how easily they can inspect the code. In Scratch, you can see the blocks behind it and everything. You can still as we see it, but it's definitely just a learning curve to see how others do it and adopt it in your own program. I highly recommend checking the links provided in the presentation, as it's a really well planned project and 419 children are learning how to program this under No School Anymore program. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ioana. If there are any questions, please put them in the chat. Is there? In the meantime, I will ask a question. Is the material in English or in Romanian?
The material I am using specific to my classes is Romanian, but it's available in English too, and probably in more than 15 languages as far as I remember. Website.
That's good. Okay, great.
I think Ioana shared the presentation so everybody can download it, and I already see people thanking for this presentation. So definitely an interesting experience and good for sharing these tips. I think people will click on the links that, as you suggested, Ioana, and explore, and I guess then they can get back to you in if they have questions. Annika, back to you.
Yes, so that was also very good on time, Ioana, I must say. Get special extra stars for that in the Code Week bubble, maybe. So now I give the floor to Blatsios from Greece to hear more about and to learn more about the project about coding for people with hearing disabilities.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well, thank you.
Okay. I'm a Greek Code Week ambassador. Yes. Can you see my presentation now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so it's about the project. It's a Erasmus Plus project. We started 2 years ago. Now we're on the final stage of the project. This project was about enabling people with hearing disabilities to acquire digital skills. So let me show you a small video we did in International Sign Language. So here, sorry for no sound, but our target group cannot hear the sounds. So a little bit about our project. The project started, as I said, initially to help people with hearing disabilities to learn digital skills. And we focused to the target group of people aged between 18 and 55 years old, because there are people that they're having to find a job, and they have to acquire digital skills today in order to find a good job or a good paid job. And also, although those people are having additional skills in communication, they are lacking. Earlier researchers found out that half of them are unemployed, and approximately 30% of them are underemployed. We had to find alternative ways to teach them because of their hearing disorder, and we had to find people that we can trust and they can trust us. So we used lots of people from community and people from NGOs that they could link us directly with the teams of people with hearing disorders. So this started in 2019. The partners were from Italy, Greece, Spain, Cyprus, and Austria. And as I said earlier, we found out that there's a gap in this area. There's no education, let's say digital education for deaf people or people with hearing impaired people of working age. And we started with the research. We did our own research. We had questionnaires spread all over Europe, and we had a transnational survey, trans-European survey, you can say. And although those people can get real-world skills as normal people, they are doomed not to, because there is no specific organization for them, or there's no curriculum in every country for them. So frequently they are lacking those digital skills, and they are very, very hard for them to find a work. Our research most showed what other researchers showed before. 50% of those people are unemployed, although they're in working age. 30% of them are underemployed. And although more of the 80% of them are using the computer in everyday life, mainly for communication. 65% they're interested in learning how to code and improving their basic digital skills in computer programming. They're very interested about opportunities in technology, and they're interested to create their own coding application, quizzes, games, self-assessment tools, and they're mostly interested to learn with a mentor or a partner, let's say something like peer learning. Only 19% of them wanted to learn by themselves. That's the outcomes of our research. So we had to create our own methodology, and as I say earlier, there's a lack of learning resources and learning aids for those people. All programming is typing, and they can see. It's very hard for them sometimes to use normal programming languages because they're complicated. They use many characters they rarely found in written English, so they're not keen on using those characters. So we thought that we can use visual block programming languages in order to let them learn programming. Those languages are visual blocks that are linked together, making writing code easier, and they generate code in other languages also. Scratch is one of these languages. Is particularly good for working with deaf learners. It has already been tested in the United States for this purpose, and it was found excellent. So we thought that we can use Scratch and those visual tools that they have, and create a curriculum based on Scratch for those people. We also found out during the research that small-scale seminars might be inspiring for young students, but not for long-term, and they're not so useful for those people. So we thought that it would be better to create a learning program, let's say something, a real learning curriculum. And also we had to take advantage of the assistive technical capabilities. Years of research and development have provided educators with wonderful tools for maximizing the abilities for those students. And those are the LMS, the learning management system, that the colleague from Cyprus had previously talked to us about. And what we done, we created a learning platform based on Moodle. You can see the address here, www.Diversamente Academy EU. You can also join there. There's all the material uploaded there. It's free for use. You can use it for your own use. Currently, it's available in English, but it will be soon adding other languages: Italian, German, Greek, and Spanish. And we also have uploaded lots and lots of videos, because we found out that the extensive use of educational videos is better for those people. It makes them teaching more engaging. We created our own YouTube channel, and I have our material there, so it's there, you can see it. So much for the presentation, but
Okay.
if you're willing to see, we can show you the YouTube channel and also some examples of the videos we created for those people.
I think we would have time for that. There is a question though for you. Which other languages apart from Scratch did you use?
We're using an interpreter to interpret Scratch to other languages as C and C++. And this is also a topic that we have to discuss later for those people. We have to first teach them the basics and then try to engage them to use other languages. But currently we're using just an interpreter to interpret what we're writing in Scratch in other languages.
Okay, I posted the link in the chat for the Diversamente Academy.eu. Is that the link you were asking for, Katerina?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Are there any other questions?
I think, no, just now, do we have to log in to use the website? So do you need to...
It's free to log in. You can create your own account. It's free to create your own account. It's open material for everyone, but also you can find this material in our YouTube channel.
Maybe you can paste the link to the YouTube channel in the chat.
Yes, probably.
Perfect.
All the material, all the videos are there, and also have a booklet, like a complete, let's say, complete curriculum that will be published in all European languages.
Great. Thank you very much. Sorry, is your first name Spyridon?
Yes.
Okay, sorry for that then. Thank you, Spyridon, who then is EU Code Ambassador for Greece. I'm sorry about that. But you're not from Corfu. I think I've asked you this before.
No.
Everyone is called Spyridon.
Yeah.
My husband is from Corfu, and he is called Spyridon. Okay, so now I would like to give the floor to Stefania, who's leading teacher in Italy, who will take us through, maybe let us...
Hello, can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
see
we
my
can hear you.
presentation?
We can see the presentation. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. We have recently experienced a very difficult time. Most of European schools were closed because of COVID-19. This meant a needed change for teaching. Teachers tried to reach their students in any possible way to make their lockdown less heavy, less difficult. They had to learn new things and try their best to use technological tools that they didn't know before. From this emergency, the opportunity arose to overturn the traditional setup of classroom lessons and reshape in some way the pedagogical impact. A new kind of teaching method based on cooperation had to be developed and improved, and also very quickly. Distance learning, in some cases, paradoxically, brought teachers closer to their pupils, their students, both from an emotional and an educational point of view. To motivate their students and encourage their creativity, we created some coding games to be played online with a computer or a smartphone. One of these games is called Escape Coding. It follows the escape room trend. In Escape Coding, a robot called Robbie has lost his way and is in a strange place. By giving instructions to Cody, students can move Cody around the maze and solve the puzzles, the quizzes. Playing is very easy and fun, and also carrying out activities. This game is based on Google Forms, and it was created together with the students. It has been proposed also in a twinning project as tasks for European partners, so students could play and enjoy programming. Passion and enthusiasm tied us together because our pupils needed a smile and words of encouragement. We felt even more the need to collaborate from afar, and so we did. So now I would like to play with you, and let's try and use the chat box to give your answer. I kindly ask Jacob to help me to manage your question, and I quickly go to the game. Here is the game. Okay, I will put As you can see, escape coding, Cody is in trouble, help him in solving the quizzes and find out the way. So we can put coding from home group, if you like this name. And you can see here the progression of the
Stefania,
work.
sorry, just one quick question. People should also go to the game, right? This is what you...
Yes.
So it is
Yes.
the link from your presentation.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
pasted the link in the chat
Okay,
already.
perfect.
So people can click on that link in the chat.
Yeah. You can do together with me. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, so instruction to Cody, remember this, F for forward, R for right, L for left. So give the correct instruction to reach the mysterious lady. So you can see Cody here, he has to reach the mysterious lady. So the alternatives are these ones. You can see that to reach this lady, Cody has to go forward, turn on the right and forward. So the correct answer will be this one, forward, the right, forward. Okay, let's try. It's correct because if it's not, it will stay on this until you give the correct answer. So, my father, the mysterious lady says, abandoned me when I was just born. He was a poet. My mother was a mathematician, and I am known today as the numbers charmer. Guess my name, Emma, Ada, Beth. So just guess the name, and I will tell you that the name is
People are guessing very well in the chat that the name is Ada, and I guess
Ada.
that's
Right, correct. Okay, so let's go on and give again instruction to Cody to enter the room. So this is very easy because instruction is just one and is left, forward, right, or two forwards. Which is the answer, the most common?
So far, there's only one, which is F, but let's wait.
Okay,
There are
perfect. Yes.
other people are posting F, so I guess that would be
Too
correct.
well done. Okay, so let's see what happens. Software room, the door closes behind him. Ada Lovelace, the first programmer, is the custodian of the software room. In computer science, software is the light part of a computer system. There is secret exit with some symbols on. Only one will allow him to move forward. So you can see a mouse, a printer, and windows, a keyboard. So you can imagine which one is the software because mouse, keyboard, and printer are hardware. So we will say Windows, and we will go on. Instruction to Cody, give instruction to Cody and reach the elegant man. So there is another man here, and to reach this man, which are the correct instructions? For sure, Cody has to turn on the right, then go ahead, so forward and forward. So the correct answer is this one.
And the
Right,
chat and the
forward,
participants
forward.
agree with you, Stefania. So RFF.
Yes.
It almost seems like Roger Federer, but it's not.
Perfect. So, Charles Babbage. I am a mathematician. Ada and I met in London 2 centuries ago. I am considered the father of something that, however, I have never seen. Charles Babbage had the idea of building what? A gramophone, a programmable computer engine, a diesel engine. Tell me what?
A programmable computing a gene, number 2.
Okay, perfect. You're too good. So instruction to Cody. Give instruction to reach the next room. So this is very easy because just 2 steps forward. This is here. And you can see the drawing here, a photo of the next room. We can go forward. And here we have the hardware room. In computer science, hardware is the physical or material part of a computer. The door closes behind Cody's shoulders. A colored keyboard appears, but what will be the keyword to type to open the door and continue? Cody can see a text, hardware, rotation, inscription 1. What is the corresponding word? Inscription 1 means that you need to go ahead with the letter. That's to say, in the alphabet, after H, there is I. After A, there is B. After R, there is S. After D, there is E. So you can imagine which is the right answer. The second one, I guess they were right. Okay, Cody needs again instruction, and now he has to reach the new mysterious figure. Look at this. There is another man here. So which are the correct instructions to reach this man? You can see here the alternatives. I can tell you, turn right for sure, and then forward, forward. That is this one. And very good, Alan Turing. You decoded the encrypted data, but to continue the journey, you have to understand who I am and what I did. My name is Alan Turing. I invented what? The first programmable electronic calculator, a machine to create algorithms, or the first robot? Tell me, Jacob.
So let's give our participants a little bit of time. There is already one answer submitted by Patrizia, who says that it was B. Annika is also saying algorithms. Daniela is also saying yes. B. Algorithm up. So Bryce Copy is saying A. So there is not a complete agreement among the participants. But I think B is winning. B is winning. So
yeah, because it's not so easy. I can tell you. There are some tricks. A machine to create algorithms.
wait, because there are more people now posting A instead of B. So I guess
Just try one of them and see what happens.
and someone is
Okay,
even posting
I
C,
tried the
so
A1.
try A1 then.
Okay, as you can see, nothing happens. So that means that it's not correct. So let's try the second one. And the second one is correct. You can continue.
We're
So, give instruction to Cody to get to the algorithms room. So you can see it's very easy. Just forward to get the algorithm room. Let's go ahead. And you can see here the algorithm room. The algorithm is a procedure that solves a certain problem through the a finite number of elementary, clear, and unambiguous instructions. I will a little bit here make it bigger, and you can see the sequence of an algorithm. So you see a cat. Here you see dirty teeth, brush teeth, paste on brush, clean teeth, paste on brush, brush teeth, dirty teeth, paste on brush teeth, clean teeth, paste on brush, clean teeth, brush teeth, dirty teeth. Tell me 1, 2, 3, or 4.
So I'm checking still the chat. Many of the participants are saying 3 or C. I think that it depends also on how people like it. You know, some people might follow a different pattern, but I would say that number 3 is the most popular among the.
Yeah, and I agree with them because dirty teeth with passion brush a patient brush teeth, and clean teeth. Okay, let's go ahead. Very good. Give the correct instruction to Cody to reach the corridor. Look at this. There is a corridor here. So he has to turn on the right and go ahead and go ahead. So this means that which is the correct answer? I am helping you.
RFF.
Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead. Okay, 0 and 1 corridor. Looking around, it's full of numbers. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. Which kind of language is it? Morse code, binary code, fiscal code? Tell me the right answer.
More and more answers are coming up in the chat. And I guess all of them are very much correct in this case. So people 100% agree that it should be the binary code.
Okay, binary code. Okay, perfect. Okay, the magic word of code is inside the complex mechanism of software, hardware, algorithms, binary codes. Where is he? Look at the picture and you will be very helped. In enchanted castle, in a museum, in a computer.
So again, waiting for others to reply. There are already some replies. I would say that the whole desk looks a little bit like a castle.
Yes.
But Nair is Nair.
Metaphorically, I think it is an enhanced castle.
It
No?
is an enhanced castle.
Yeah, because Nair is a fairy. So
Yes.
for her it's a castle, I know.
But otherwise, the option C is very much winning in the chat.
Okay, perfect. I go ahead. Okay, so give the instruction to Cody to reach the following step. This is the following step. It's very easy. Let me know the answer. It's impossible to be wrong here. So look at this. He has just to go forward. So the correct answer is this. I am sure that everyone has replied with F. And now we are in the headquarters. Here we are. The solution is near. I am squared. I follow the instructions. I am the heart of smart objects. The microprocessor, the keyboard, the hardware.
So again, let's give participants some time. There's already one answer. More are coming, and everybody votes for the letter A.
Okay, perfect. Good. So microprocessor room. The microprocessor is an electronic circuit that performs multiple functions according to the given instructions. The instructions given from Cody to the microprocessor have to be complex and slow, quick and all together, clear and give one by one. 1, 2, or 3, A, B, or C? Tell me.
And we are getting, I think we are getting maybe all of them. B and C are the most popular.
Okay, let's try B. Let's see what happens. It's not, because quick and all together, the computer is going to be crazy. So let's try this, clear and give one by one. That is the correct answer. Conquest your freedom from our past to our present to code our future. Over 3 centuries of discoveries in computer science have changed the world, from the first mathematical calculators to electronic machines capable of processing information, from the work of programmers with punch the cards to transistors and integrated circuits. From the first bulky computers, the big ones, to macro and personal computers, and then moderns, mouse, optical pens, up to high-level programming languages, artificial intelligence, and internet protocols. Who can create the future apps? The programmers, the engineers who wants to get involved by experimenting coding and programming. You can't be wrong here, please.
So, most of people vote for C, but Merlin gives a very good answer, which is everything is right. So,
Yes,
all three.
but we need to encourage students to get involved by experimenting coding and programming.
So let's stick with the most popular.
Programmers and engineers can work in the technical issues, but the creativity part is ours. So I would say this one, and I will go ahead. If Merlin agrees on that. Give instruction to Cody to get the key to the future and get out. You see the key here to get out. So please give instructions. Cody has to turn on the right and go ahead. So which is the right answer? Let me know.
RF is what is written in the chat.
Okay, I will do for you. Okay, the key to success. What do you need to plan the future? Coding and creativity, IT and engineering only computers and technology.
Let's wait for more answers to come in, but I see that the majority of participants agrees. There's a vast agreement on letter A, option number 1.
Okay,
So
I will.
I feel like
That's correct.
Who Wants to Be the Millionaire, you know?
Give instructions to Cody to reach the scratch cat. It's very useful, the scratch cat. You see, it's very easy because just one forward will bring Cody to the scratch cat. So I will say this one. I will go ahead. And coding and programming. Programming means giving instructions to an executor who doesn't have his own intelligence, but that's not enough. Meow. I am the Scratch Cat. I can help you to use your creativity. What is coding? It's a way to play with a computer. It is a didactic and playful way to develop computational thinking. It's a serious way to program a household compliance. Which is the correct one? A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3?
So I would say that some creative students can pick C because I can imagine that they will develop a kind of a robot and then it will be opening the fridge or something like that. But most of the people agree on B. So
okay, so I agree with them. I will take this one. And final escape. Give instruction to Cody to get out of the maze. So let's go ahead. He has to turn on the left this time and go ahead. So the right answer is
LF.
okay, perfect. I helped. Okay, escape coding, you did it. We are ready. Go and code your future. You can send
great, Stefania.
Well done. Compliments to everyone. As you could see, we introduced some characters who had a very important role in ICT story and basic concepts of coding and programming by playing. This is the best way to learn and actively participate. This game can be played in teams or individually, like a challenge or a competition. Students can also create something similar and develop competencies such as creativity and coding skills. This is a very practical resource to be reused and to be easily recreated. The Google form is one of the possible tools, but you can use Google Slides, Genially, Maze, or any other tool to create crossroads stories. Thanks to Anika and Jakub for this opportunity, to Nair, Tommaso, and all the staff of EU Code Week. Thanks to all of you for your attention and active participation. Have a nice summer. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Stefania. That was really a fantastic conclusion of our series of webinars. I think that was a lot of fun. I would suggest we write maybe, or if you write a blog post or something, or Nair can think about something we can maybe add it to the resources.
I would maybe also add if someone has time over summer and decides to, some teacher decides to translate this for the local language to the kids,
Yeah.
then just let us know and send us the link so that we can put the different versions eventually together. And
yeah, okay. See, Bettina, we did already a blog post. Can you put the link maybe directly in the chat to the blog post?
and
Fantastic. I would just
if I
like
can,
to...
Annika, one last thing, I think it's the biggest wave of thank you messages in the chat since we started the coding from home webinars.
Thank you very much. That was really nice. We have a poll, right? So our idea was that we would continue these webinars in September if you so wish. So Jakob will launch a poll where you can express your opinion. We would maybe have them on the same basis, although we obviously hope that you will be back in the classrooms and everyone will be fine. But if you could answer the poll before you go, I know we're a little bit after time, but we will only take another couple of minutes. So the first question is, you go to menti.com and you use the code 399326. So menti.com 399326. If you could go there, we could see if you would like them to continue. Okay, 10 people have answered. That's great. I guess it gets updated now and then. We're very happy to hear that. So we will continue. You know, if you do great things over the summer on the beach, please send us your proposal for presentations. That would be great.
And we have another question in the poll.
Yeah, we have a second question.
I will switch to it now if I manage. Which is, what topics should the webinars cover? Which is, of course, much more interesting because you can express which the topics that you are mostly interested in. So here, feel free to vote as many times as you want to really, you know.
You just write your word, right? A word.
Yes, you just write the word and we will see a word cloud very soon. So the same code, if you have voted for the first question, just refresh your phone and okay, very good, we already have. And in the meantime, I guess, Annika, we can all start switching on our cameras for the final picture.
Yeah, just remind everyone to remind your colleagues if they wish to sign up to the deep dive MOOC. Nair will post the link again in the channel. If you already did it, of course, it's not for you, but I'm sure you know lots of people that could get it. Oh, this is very interesting. So we should have AI and coding, Scratch are the biggest subjects people agree with. So the more you write the same, the bigger it will get. Code week plans, plugged machine learning, online activities, virtual coding. You can keep on writing, and we will have a look at it also after the webinar. So while you write, I think we will go on to the the group photo. So if everyone turns on their camera, we will be able to take a group photo. And remember, we're trying to look happy, right? So
We wait.
this is the fun webinar.
So many orange.
Bring up your cats and dogs as well, or why not birds and other pets that you have. We need one screen full of cameras for it to look good. I don't know what you have, Jakob. I have
4 more people, 3 more people.
3 more people, yes.
3 more people if they can switch on their cameras. Yes. So if you want to jump, you can also jump, but you know.
Woo! I'm sitting down. We'll just wave, I think. 2 hands. Fantastic. And as you know, we will post a summary. Bettina will kindly write a summary of this webinar, and we will post it on the blog post with a link to all the presentations and the pictures. And we wish you a super good summer. If you have anything you want to tell us, please just send us an email. We always look forward to your feedback and to your ideas. We were planning to have online activities during Code Week this year with a special calendar of events. So already now, if you know some great local online activities that you will host yourself or someone else will host, or if you want to organize a pan-European activities, let us know. It's also okay if you let us know a bit later. We will put out as we will send you emails and put out requests for this to get your input as well. Thank you very much, Jakub. It's been great.
You said it all. Thank you very much. Enjoy the summer, and we stay in touch and see you in September.
See you in September. Bye.
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 Bye,
Thanks for
everybody.
joining.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.